so what do you need to know to put a 6.7 into your 5.9 truck? It's actually really simple, but pay attention. I got some stuff set out here just so that I can relay exactly what you need to be doing to be able to do this. So as far as the engine going into the truck, so if you have a 5.9 truck and a 6.7 long block, which has no wiring, no injection system, no turbo, all that stuff, that will bolt directly into your 5.9 truck. But it's not as easy as that. It is easy, but it's not just as easy as that. Okay, let's start with the easiest scenario. Okay, if you have a 305 horse truck, this is the piston that it has in there, okay? You can run your injector from your 03 to 04, 305 horse truck with a 6.7 with no modification. You can just take the 305 horse engine and put the 6.7 in with all of and act as it's a 5.9, okay? So you don't need to change the injectors, you don't need to change any wiring, you don't need to change anything. Just take this engine out and put this engine in and act no different than if it was just a regular 5.9. You don't need to change nothing. I would recommend putting a tune on it, but other than that, you don't have to change anything. Now, if you're buying new injectors, personally, I would talk to your injector company, especially depending on the year of the truck. A lot of these are very similar. So I'm going to we'll kind of go through here. So if you have an 03 truck, you can run an engine from 07 without modification from 07 and a half, 6.7, right up until 2018. So these piston designs are a little bit different, not crazy though. So I've written down the different angles here. That's the spray angle. So if you have this, now I realize they're not exactly the same, but they're very close to each other. If you're buying new injectors, just spend the money and tell them exactly what the engine is. So if you have an engine out of a 2016 and you're putting it into this truck, just tell them this is what I have. So it'll be a 145-degree spray angle that goes into the injector. The closer the spray angle, the better the truck will run, especially in a common rail. But won't get onto a tangent on that. But so if you have this engine, both of these with factory style injectors will work. But if you're buying new injectors, tell them what you're working with. Now, for the meat of the potatoes, most of the guys that are probably going to are watching this video is they're going to want to take an 04.5 to 07 325 horse and put a 6.7 in it. Now you have a couple different options. What you can do is go to a QSB style piston, but that will require you building an engine because this came in the industrial engine, which was a rear gear train, not in a pickup truck style. Now they're close, but not exact. So the 325 horse is 124 degrees. The QSB is 128. They're close, but not exactly, right? So just so you're forewarned, they're not exactly the same. There again, if you want to run this piston and you're buying new injectors, just tell them what the piston is, and they should be fitting you to a setup 128s. Okay, now if you're not going to run this piston, you're going to have to do some injector changing. So if you're running a 325 horse, this style of injector, you can't run it with one of these. Otherwise, bad things will happen. I know some guys have, and some guys do, but bad things eventually will happen. This is the type of thing that will happen. You will erode your piston away. That's what happens. Oh, what do you got to do? So let's say you have an 06 truck and you want to put a 6.7 in it. You just bought an engine, you're not rebuilding it, you don't want to go to these, and you want it to run as clean as possible. These are going to be your two options. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have your injectors done, or nozzles done at the very least, to the right spray angle. So if you know what your engine is, you just want to talk to whoever's manufacturing your injectors and tell them which bowl you're using, either the early style or the late style. which they're very close to each other, like I said, but might as well just get them done properly, my opinion. We got that out of the way. So if you have one of these, you're going to have to do injectors in the truck. So you can use 03, 04 style injectors, or you can have them actually custom made and it'll run a little bit better. I can't say astronomically better, but a little bit better. I have done it lots of times where we've swapped in engines for the 03, the 305 horse, and I've done both of these pistons with the factory spray angle, and they worked very well. I've never actually tried it with the proper spray angle on these in a common rail. I've done it with the mechanical, and they run mint. But we're not talking mechanical, we're talking common rail. So now that we got that out of the way, so you're going to have to do injectors. Now, for everything else, it's very simple. Take the 5.9 out, huck it in the scrap bin where it belongs, put the 6.7 in. Everything bolts in, everything snaps in, there's no problems. You don't have to change anything. The 5.9 injector will go right into the 6.7 cylinder head. So this is a 6.7 injector, this is a 5.9 injector. Now, you can't go the other way around. You can't take the 6.7 injector and put it into a 5.9 head. So if you're thinking about swapping heads around and stuff like that, that's fine as long as you're using a 5.9 injector. If you wanted to swap a 5.9 head onto a 6.7, you can modify it, make it work. I don't think it's worth the hassle. Just put the 6.7 head on the 6.7 and be done with it. But the injectors pop right in. Everything is going to bolt right in there. You don't have to change anything. Everything is the same as long as you stay below 2018. Your rear engine housing, you need to have that fitted to whatever transmission you're working with. So if you're putting it into an 07 truck, you want to make sure you use the engine bell housing off of your 5.9 truck, not your 6.7, because they have a different depth. That is something. But all this stuff bolts right in. You don't have to do anything special. And the 6.7, in my opinion, is the platform to be using. There's no replacement for displacement, in my opinion. Now, have I built lots of 5.9s? Yes. Do I own 5.9s? Also, yes. But more and more of them are like, I now to the point where I literally have one 5.9. That's it. I have a 6.1, two 6.7s, actually three 6.7s now. And I have the 5.9 that I just built, which you guys will see later, for the burnout truck. So, yeah. Basically, I'm switching everything to a 6.7. The 6.7 is the way to go, my opinion. So, if you guys have any other questions or something that I missed on this, let me know in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one. If you like this video, check out this video. Might help you out.